Okay, so it seems like obviously Wuthering Waves has been going through a pretty great period at the moment with a lot of the announcements for version 2.8, and obviously they've announced a ton of new stuff, including a new area, new characters, and all that kind of stuff. You guys can see it here. Obviously, there's a whole preview to it. We got new characters like Chisa, we got new main story quests, we got a new outfit for Zani, which looks absolutely amazing, by the way. Also, yeah, as I said, a new location, which seems to be like some kind of city location, which I think is really cool, as well as a ton of other stuff which people are very excited for. But one thing that obviously has caught a lot of people's attention is the fact of when this is actually going to release and how this is going to release, right? Because they actually announced a factor which is the combat event, which is supposed to be coming out for the Hanami City, Stranger Things in Hanami. And yeah, this is supposed to start on the 24th of December, and yeah, that's when it's going to be going on from. And yeah, they say 2.8 will be a shorter patch and 3.0 launches on Christmas. And that's what a lot of people are kind of wondering there, because again, obviously, yeah, this is going to be ending, on the 24th of December and starting at the start of the version 2.8 update. So yeah, many people obviously theorizing that we could be getting the new 3.0 version on Christmas, which I think would be pretty insane. Now, obviously, I don't know how much of a good idea that's going to be, due to the fact that usually a lot of people are pretty busy on Christmas anyways, and don't really have the time to play Wuthering Waves, but I guess some people do have the time, and some people would enjoy maybe playing a little bit whenever the game kind of launches 3.0, so it would be very exciting to see that kind of happen, and yeah, it seems that they're kind of angling towards something like that with this event, obviously, yeah, ending on Christmas Eve. Which I think is pretty interesting. And yeah, some people are saying in the comments here, would be fun to lose 50-50 on Christmas, that if 3.0 has the same or more pulls than 2.0, that it's impossible to not get the guaranteed character. That getting more pulls doesn't mean you can't lose your 50-50. Said max pulls required 160, probably around 140 normal cases. 2.0 had 160. That there is a difference between losing a 50-50 and cannot get a character, and losing a 50-50 and still can get the character that you want. Which, yeah, obviously that is true. And yes, people are just talking about 50-50s. People said you were on the naughty list. Said if you cannot pull, you cannot lose. Five-head thinking, which, yeah, it's quite funny. But they said, yeah, 3.0 on Christmas, and then ZZZ VH patch on the 30th, lol. That, okay, but like, why Christmas? Why not New Year's, just like last year? To me, that's more significant, no. But I guess that's because kids here get gifts on New Year's morning, and not the 25th. It said, why X and not Y? Oh, by the way, my region, X and Y are swapped. Elite logic. Obviously, if your region has gifts on the 1st, you'd think it'd be a better date for the patch. However, most regions do gifts on the 25th and nothing on the 1st. So obviously, the 25th is more significant. They say still seems like a worse date. I know it was usually I know they usually cater to the Chinese market, but even so, the majority of Western players will be busy doing Christmas stuff, which, to be fair, was something that I thought of as well. You know, if this is something that they do plan on doing, releasing 3.0 during Christmas, I think that, yeah, they probably won't have the kind of numbers of people playing that they think they will. Now, sure, they will have a lot of people still playing. There's a lot of people who don't really have plans for Christmas or whatever, right? But I do think at the same time, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be doing stuff with their family, going to be doing Christmas stuff in general, that won't have the time to get on the game until maybe the day after or the day after that, right? Because again, it tends to be a pretty busy period where you're not thinking about, can I do my dailies on Wuthering Waves? Maybe do your dailies, but maybe not finish the whole main story quest or something like that, right? Which I think obviously is a little bit of an interesting one, but maybe there is some kind of thought behind it in being like Christmas, and you can pull your character on Christmas, and like they're not too they're not too heavy about you playing like the main story or whatever on day one of Christmas, right? Maybe they just want you to go in, pull for a character almost like a present, right, and doing that. I don't know, maybe that is their kind of logic. Again, Wuthering Waves can work in some pretty interesting ways. Sometimes Kuro games come up with some pretty insane ideas, so it wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, people said, Lamau, what the other guy said, your holiday traditions are in minority comparatively to the rest of the world. So they didn't 2.0 release on the 2nd of January, which, yeah, is true, and said, yep, as those guys stated above, and it's a perfect time to have the update after 3.0 on Chinese New Year. Don't forget they are Chinese. And said, yeah, 3.0 is an Xmas gift. We just need a preview. which, yeah, obviously that's what lots of people have been talking about. I said that'd be kind of wild for them to do that. Like, nah, don't spend time with your family on Christmas. Instead, play the Hype 2 update. I know full well people are going to do that the last part of all day, which again, yeah, probably. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. I guess like some people as well have like, you know, wind down time on Christmas. You know, they finish everything that they need to do in terms of, you know, whatever they have planned, right? And then, you know, you have that kind of period of time afterwards where it's just like, oh, well, what do I do now? And I guess, yeah, you could probably play some Wuthering Waves, play the new update, get it download. Maybe that's the idea, you know, they want you to download it while you're off doing like Christmas dinner and stuff, and you come back and it's all done, right? Maybe, you never know. So you can always play later. Gosh, the gacha community always complaining, which, yeah, I do think, you know, is true as well. I think there is the kind of thing of like, hey, you can always just play it a different day. You don't have to play it on Christmas, which is true. But also, you know, if they want the most kind of players on an update day, right, it was also not the best idea, right? I think there's also that to kind of consider. It's not the best idea, but also, you know, people can just play it on other days. I'm thinking more the company side. It's not the best idea rather than the player side. But again, lots of people have been getting pretty up in arms about that. Some people saying, well, not everybody celebrates Christmas, which I guess, yeah, is true. And people saying I'm aware of that, but I just think it's funny that they scheduled the update for that day, said wait for 5-star Santa Claus, the 3.0, and said not everyone has a good family or one at all, which, yeah, obviously is true as well, which obviously contributes to some of the players that would be playing you know, during Christmas. But again, I do think it is a very interesting one, because at the end of the day, it could also be the case that the event just happens to finish on this kind of day, and maybe, you know, it's just a coincidence and people were kind of thinking about this over nothing. But I do think it is an interesting one, and obviously a lot of people have been talking about it and whether that will be the case. Again, I think, you know, the update does look very, very good, so I'm sure that a lot of people will be enjoying it up until Christmas, because again, you know, Chisa looks absolutely amazing as a character. I mean, goddamn, looks insane. Same with Zani as well, the actual skin that they released. That's also pretty insane, and I hope that Wuthering Waves do continue to release more skins like this, because again, you know, they cook, right? They always cook with this kind of stuff. And, you know, they've got new echoes, new phantom echoes, new sonata effects as well for Chisa. You know, you've got new holograms as always. They also changed some stuff with negative statuses, which again was really, really cool to see, as well as some other optimizations that they were doing for the game, as well as, yeah, we got Chisa and also Buling, the 4-star character. People were kind of annoyed with Buling because she is on the second phase of the banner, I'm pretty sure, alongside, you know, Frolova and Cantarella, which again, some people were not so happy about because they wanted her to be with Chisa, which again, I can understand, which, yeah, obviously pretty annoying. Again, Chisa's weapon looks absolutely insane too. The whole scissor thing looks absolutely crazy, as well as a ton of new events and stuff like 7-day login events, which obviously is very, very exciting to see. So overall, I think, you know, people are going to be very, very excited for this update, and it's going to be a pretty entertaining one. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see what Wuthering Waves has planned for the future updates in terms of whether it's going to launch on Christmas or not. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off again. They got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.